These two coils of wire were part of my 20-meter antenna. Now I don't have that antenna. I'm planning to use this as a twisted flex. A homebrew twisted flex I am going to prepare with this to extend my faulty cable after splicing off some part of it. Earlier I had spliced off about 2 meters of the RG213 cable with the PL259 connector at one end, thinking that that part would have been damaged by rainwater seepage. As the antenna was not doing well, even after that, I have spliced off another 2 meters of cable to see whether the remaining part can be used. With a few careful steps, slowly I have cut the sheath around the RG213 cable with this wire stripper. Now I have pulled out the piece of sheath and you can see that there is a polythene covering for the shield. Now I will be removing that polythene covering. The polythene covering has been removed, but the shield doesn't look very healthy. Looks almost corroded. So I am not sure whether I should use this or again cut a piece more. Taking a lot of care, I have removed the dielectric covering, and the inner conductor looks very fine. It is not so much corroded. So I am very sad to discard this cable. I will keep on trying. I had demonstrated the way to measure the length of a cable using nano VNA. It will measure either the length of the cable, that is total length, or length up to the first fault in the cable. In that method I am using this nano VNA to measure the length of the cable. From the 15-meter cable I have spliced off about 4 meters, and now the reading is shown as 10.82 meters. This makes me hopeful, as the remaining cable after splicing off is likely to be acceptable. That's all I can say. I have scrubbed the shield with the sandpaper so that it becomes as shiny as possible, somewhat much better than before. Now I have shorted the inner and outer conductors to check the resistance from the other end to show that there is continuity and there is no break in the coax. Shows the resistance of the shorted cable, 4.5 ohms. Very good. Now I have made the shield into a twisted thing so that I can connect it with the twisted flex cable I am going to make from the old antenna wire. 5 meters of twisted flex out of old antenna wire, that is the 20-meter antenna, and that I have joined and secured with tape. I have joined it to the 10.82 meter or something like that of the RG213 cable. After connecting the antenna wire made into twisted flex, which is 5 meter long, I am getting 2 peaks when I am testing the length. One is at you can see the old 10.82 of the coax. If you ignore the small peaks, there is another higher peak which is at 15.66 meters. That corresponds to the total length of about 15 odd meters, including the 5 meter twisted flex and the cable, that is what cable? RG213 cable. I have not tested it like this earlier. I only tested cable alone. This is testing cable with twisted flex. I don't know how it will work out. Anyway, it corresponds to my calculations. Now I have connected the two 10-meter long antenna wires to make a 40-meter dipole, half-wave dipole, to the twisted flex and fix the junction with the insulation tape. New antenna with nano VNA. One SWR minimum is seen as around 4.65 at 25 megahertz. Next SWR minimum of 1.54 is seen as 22 MHz. Slight SWR dip of 5.5 or so is seen at 14.75 MHz. SWR dip of 1.65 is seen at 10.75 MHz. That's almost near the 30 meter band. SWR of 2 is seen at 6.5 MHz, below the 7 MHz band. This is the SWR chart as measured using my 8200 antenna tuner, which also shows SWR across the 40 meter band. This is the SWR pattern on 15 meter band, which is the odd harmonic of 7 MHz, third harmonic. I would say that this is an experimental hybrid feed line, about 10 meter RG213 cable, which is an unbalanced line of about 50 ohms impedance, and then about 5 meter of twisted flex, which is supposed to be a balanced feed line with theoretical impedance of about 100 ohms. The inverted V half-wave dipole antenna is a balanced antenna with impedance near 50 ohms. So ideally needs impedance transformer at the antenna feed point and 2:1 balance at junction of coax with twisted flex. None of these are there. I am using a homebrew common mode choke at radio end because that's all I have at present. Check the on-air performance using reverse beacon network and CQ calls in CW at about 2:20 PM Indian Standard Time, and it got picked up at VU2 CPL 181 miles from here with a signal to noise ratio of 6 decibels, and at VU2 Oscar Yankee 201 miles from here with a signal to noise ratio of 20 decibels.